Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking the time to spend a little time with me. I always appreciate that. And I almost forgot to make this video today, guys, because I've been saying all along that I would come back and we'd start doing Terrible Towel Tuesday again come training camp. Well, training camp is about to start. So I said, hey, why not go ahead and reintroduce Terrible Towel Tuesday, do a real quick video here to let you guys know what to expect. I'll come right back again next Tuesday because training camp starts for the Steelers. The guys will report to Latrobe on the 28th, just a few days from now. And then, here we go. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and just talk about a couple things today, guys. Like I said, I'm going to try to be brief today. Not a whole lot to talk about, but just a couple things I want to talk about going into training camp. The same things, guys, that we have been talking about, before. I'm looking for a lot of specific situations, and depth chart and rotation and things like that, primarily at the cornerback position. Because, what we've been hearing through OTAs, William Gay was the starter in the slot. We've also had, heard guys like Alex Kozora say he thinks that William Gay could possibly be the starter again. And to me, that's something I'm going to keep my eye on because obviously Artie Burns and obviously Cockrell will be the starters on the outside. But we got to take a look, man, at what's going to happen with Sinquez Golson, what will happen with Cam Sutton, and what will happen with Cody Sensabaugh. Now, my thought process would be even if Cam Sutton or let's say Golson is not ready or up to speed yet, I would think maybe Sensabaugh might be able to come in and battle Gay, for that spot. Not that I have anything against William Gay, but we all know, us real Steeler fans know he's had his stint. The first stint, he was okay. Second stint, he came back to do some things. And it may just be his time, man. He's older. It may just be his time. I really want to see the younger guys get an opportunity, and try to, get to a point where they can try to usher him out and, giving him less and less snaps. And it has to start at some point. I want to see a change. I want to infuse somebody else in there. So I'm really looking at that slot position and even the outside. We never know what's going to happen. You've heard that Sutton has capabilities on the outside as well. We'll see. Because I don't think the Cockrell spot is solidified either. Again, repeating a lot of this stuff that we've talked about leading up to this point, but, just to refresh everyone's mind as we go into training camp, that's the main area I'm looking at. Obviously, the pass rush area, we know what guys that we can expect to be on the field. Obviously, Bud Dupree and, of course, T.J. Watt. We want to see what he has to offer. Excuse the air conditioning coming on in the background, guys, so you're probably going to hear some noise in the background. Apologize for that, but nothing I could do down here in the man cave. But also, I want to talk about, obviously James Harrison, but outside of them, who else is going to be that third premier pass rusher, or not even a premier pass rusher, but somebody else that can help out? We're going to have to look at Keon Adams and Anthony Chickalo. So keep an eye on those guys. And whoever else, may be in camp as well that are unknown guys that, we really don't know their names. We'll be looking at that. Speaking of another guy who's unknown, pretty unproven, is a Brian Allen, the big corner out of Utah. We got to keep an eye on him as well. Is he going to make the team? Is he going to be a special teamer? Will he show some things that gets him on the field more than a Cockrell or somebody like that? We don't know. This is the beauty of watching, preseason and things of that nature. But then the other area I'm looking at again, man, I'm really keeping my eye on the slot receiver position. Most of us would say that Eli Rogers is his job to lose, but with Juju Smith-Schuster being a second rounder, he's going to get an opportunity. Expecting to have Antonio Brown on the outside and also having Martavis Bryant, where does that leave Juju to start? Slot spot, right? Or will Juju be the guy that comes in the four-man rotation, when we spread out four, putting Sammy Coates or one of those guys on the bench? We'll see. But I think Smith-Schuster has an opportunity to overtake Eli Rogers, not just because of me thinking he's going to be better, but he's a good receiver. He's been a great receiver in college. He can block, and that size, that matchup that he can create, man, at his size in the slot could be something very, very advantageous for the Steelers to take advantage of. So you got to look at that. But again, the main two areas I'm looking at, man, is receiver and cornerback. Those are the spots I got my eyes on the most. Everybody else, you know, of course, we're going to look at these guys. We're going to find out who's the guy that's going to emerge in training camp, unnamed. We're hearing about the Hilton kid, another cornerback, excuse me. We're hearing about him and, you know, the kid that we got from Tennessee, I believe. Can't call his name right now, but the safety. I can't remember his name. I know you guys will help me with the name in the comments, but y'all know who I'm talking about. He's slated as a big hitter. That's a good pickup. You know, maybe he pushes out a guy like Robert Golden. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. But also wanted to talk about this real quick, man. Le'Veon Bell. Man, the more and more I think about it, you know, I did an impromptu video on. Welcome back, guys. Technical difficulty there. It looks like my video, the camera cut off. I have a voice activated camera, and I guess it recognized me saying something, like I may have told it to end or what have you. I don't know, by accident. But picking back up where I left off, you know, this could very well be Le'Veon Bell's last 2 seasons in the Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. And let me explain why. You know, I talked about this a little earlier, but with not having a long-term deal, you know, reportedly now the numbers have come out. The Steelers were offering him an average of $12 million per year, which makes sense. That's right about what the cap is. That, you know, that sounds like the Steeler way. I still think that it was a guaranteed money. And, you know, the Steelers like to do guarantees with bonuses and things like that. Looking at Antonio Brown's deal, his was like 19 million, like pretty much guaranteed with his contract. You know, the Steelers don't pay big money like that. So I think Le'Veon Bell felt like, you know, I'm going to bet on myself. If he finishes this season healthy and he's still that Le'Veon Bell that everyone can expect, then next season he has another bargaining chip, which the franchise tag at that point will be about 14.5. So let's say he plays on the tag again. You're looking at right there, that's $26 million that he made in guaranteed monies in 2 years. And then you got to ask yourself, are the Steelers going to be willing to give him at that point $15 million or so per year? Because then, you know, the market is going to go up. It's very interesting, man. This could possibly be the last 2 years that we see Le'Veon Bell, because I don't know. I don't know 2 years from now, do they spend that type of money to keep a running back? I mean, we know the Steelers way. We know the Steelers don't budge that much on guaranteed money and how they structure their contracts. The Steelers way is the Steelers way. You know, one player is not going to define the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's just how they've always been built. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, let's be happy that we got him under the tag this year. We'll see what happens. I think what's very well going to happen next year is they're going to tag him again if they can't get a deal done roughly around the same numbers, because, again, they got Shazier, they got Tuitt. Other guys come and do. You know, they still got to sign Villanueva, which I think is going to happen probably right here in training camp. But those are some things to think about, man. We'll dive deeper into that in another video. Didn't want to hold you too long, but put that in your heads. Le'Veon Bell could very well only be a Pittsburgh Steeler for the 2017 and then the 2018 season. After that, he could very well be testing free agency, and it could happen next year, depending on what happens. You know, maybe the Steelers are still not willing to spend that much money on a tag. Interesting thought, guys, but it is what it is, you know. Hey, players got to do what they got to do. The organization got to do what they have to do. You know, I'm just happy to have him right now, and we'll see how everything plays out long term. But I just want you guys to think about that. Interesting, you know, tidbit there, looking at how things have worked out for guys like Kirk Cousins. We'll see. So, all right, that's all I got for you guys this week, man. I'm getting excited for this coming weekend because the boys are coming into the office and training camp begins. And y'all know, man, this is the season. That itch, we're about ready to scratch it, man. So hope all of you guys have a great rest of the week. I'll definitely tune into, you know, news to find out what's going on early on in training camp and things like that. And we'll be back next Tuesday for some more information. All right. So until then, guys, don't forget, man, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Cut on your notifications if you haven't, so you know the videos are coming. And I promise you, man, it will never hurt you to hit that like button. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for this week. Until next time, we'll catch you in the next video. Peace. GoPro, stop recording.